guys. Anyway, we are getting our gear ready for the new season. Opening will be here in 28 or 29 days. And so we're relining the reels. I don't know if Ben can move that camera towards the pile of reels over here. If you can get that in the camera. But all the reels have been cleaned, oiled, and they're ready for action. Now we just got to reline them. And once they're relined, we will be prepared for the open, which is coming soon. The rod I'm doing right now is the Ugly Stick GX2. Now I believe this is a medium action. Yeah, medium action. And it says 6 foot. It's a 6 foot medium action GX2 Ugly Stick. One of my favorite rods. Great for pike, great for walleye, great for basically anything. It's a good strong rod that basically, most Ugly Sticks you can't break them anyway. But anyway, we're getting this line off here. And I'm going to reline this one with 10-pound test. I got a couple others here, which we're going to put on 8-pound and 6-pound test. But we'll give you an idea of the process we go through. We've got several rods to do. I don't know if that's actually, they're all up against the wall over here. But we're going to match reels to rods and reline them as we go. And there we go. There's the line from that one all done. So cool. We're going to put that one aside and see if there's another one that's ready to go to match up for a reel. So that'll try to film me here as I try to find a rod and reel match here.
Wait.
Not that one.
Yeah.
There's the other ultralight. Do we have an ultralight reel? We do.
Yeah, Dean likes his ultralight rods.
Absolutely.
Coming up here
Set up another ultralight.
in just a month, pretty much. We're gonna be trying out different rods and different ideas for
Get that reel into position.
what lures we're gonna use for each rod, and try to do videos where we
in this case, I've got the this is the Shakespeare ultralight. It is a 6.5 foot ultralight, and I've used this for just about everything. I've caught large fish, small fish. I even had a sturgeon on it. Didn't get it in, but had a sturgeon on it. So these things are great fun. It's like a wet noodle basically, but it's still fun to catch fish on. Anyway, I'm going to put 6-pound test on this one once I get it done. First I got to find the line. Oh, I see it now. There it is.
Now, I was working on this one. I can't quite make out the name of this. It's a Zepco rod. There we go. I was lining up, working on this one. Oh, there we go. With this mega reel. Yeah, mega cast reel. So, probably going to put 12-pound test on this. The rod says 6'6", best weight 6 to 12 pounds, and the reel says 12 pounds, so we're going to match 12-pound test with this one.
Yeah. This one is rated for 4 to 8 pound test. We're going to put 6, we're going to meet it in the middle, and we'll put on 6-pound test just like it actually originally came with to start with. On that Ugly Stick, I believe that reel is rated for up to 15-pound test, but I'm not quite sure. Okay, that one's ready to go, guys. Anyway, so I've got 4 rods ready here. I think that's more than enough for now. But we're going to start off with the Ugly Stick. Okay guys, ugly stick with the, I believe these reels were bought at Walmart or Canadian Tire. The Mega Cast, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, it is 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 12 pounds. Yeah, up to 12 pound test on this line, or on this reel. And I couldn't tell you the specs on it or anything, but I believe we bought it at Walmart or Canadian Tire, and I believe it was like $29.99 or something like that. But they're good reels. And this one we're going to set up right away here with 10 pound test. So anyway guys, we will catch you when we're ready to do that. We'll give you some details as we get started on it, but we'll catch you in a minute guys. Hi guys. Anyway, where we left off was, I got my Ugly Stick GX2 medium action and my Mega Cast reel that we bought at, I believe it was Canadian Tire actually. But I'm putting on 10 pound Trilene monofilament. Monofilament's my favorite. I find it just, I'm more comfortable with it. Occasionally we'll use braid but fluorocarbon we've kind of stayed away from because we've had some bad experiences with it. But anyway, Ben's behind the camera and he's got the spool on a stick for me.
Sorry about that.
And so I'm going to reline this, and this rod will be ready for action as soon as Ben's ready there.
Yeah. Dean forgot to mention that this is a Berkley line.
Oh, that's right.
It's not. We use a few different brands, so.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Berkley Trilene, one of my favorites. Anyway, here it goes. The reel's working perfectly. The line's coming in smooth and even. One thing to be aware of when you clean your own reels, if a piece is missing, it ain't going to come in, when the line comes in, it isn't going to be smooth and even. Some reels will come with an extra washer, and even I think some of them can come with an extra gear. But if it goes back together, you'll be able to see the difference when you go to put your line on. In this case, it's working just fine. The line's coming on nice and smooth. Can't wait to use it. It's going to be great. Oh, I got one. Ben fumbled.
It's squeaking, so I was trying to stop it from squeaking.
Now, I don't like, a lot of guys will bring the line, if you can see that, guys. Some guys will bring the line right even with the spool. I don't believe that's a good idea. I like to keep it a little bit below that line because a lot of times when you overfill the reel, it just starts spewing out as soon as you open your bail. And you don't want it to spool out like that. That's not good.
Yeah, don't be a Ben. Happens to me all the time. I'll overfill my reels and I'll spend the first fishing trip, usually, half the day
Cutting away
old line, and yeah.
So we're getting close to full on this one, but I'm going to go a little further on it. I'm still at least a 1/8 of an inch from the top. When I get to about a 16th, a little more than a 16th away, then I'll shut it down and I'm done with this reel. But yeah, getting pretty close, guys.
All right.
I think I'm going to call it right about there.
All right. Well,
see that right there? That's where I like it. I mean, everybody's
Harold,
different.
zoom in. Yeah, there we go.
Everybody's different, but that's where I like it. It seems you end up with less tangles and less line leaping out when you open the bail. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll go with that.
And
this rod's ready to go. I think I'm just going to find me a swivel so that I can just tie this up and then I'm ready for any lure I want to put on there.
all right, folks, we'll see you soon.
Catch you soon.
Cool. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to show you how we do our go-to knot for all our rigs. Just for the fact that all the fish here pretty much are toothy, and this is going to be Dean's pike rod, lure rod. What we do is you find the end of the line, you take it, make a big, I like to do a long loop just so I have more room to work with. You put the loop through where your swivel is, and then you turn it probably 6-7 times is what I find the ideal number. You take your loop and you put it through the hole, you hold it, get that wet, and pull. Now there's going to be a little loop. Just take the loose line and it's tight. I've had very few bite offs this way for me.
Absolutely.
And it's a really strong knot. Like Dean's using 10-pound test, the knot strength should be about 20-pound breaking strength.
So we're going with a 10-pound test to a steel leader on my ugly stick. So that's going to basically be my my pike setup for open. But anyway, that'll be the first rod.
The other rod that's going to be pretty much identical to this one is the Zebco with the other mega cast reel. Going to have the same line on it, I think. I think going up to 12 on this reel is...
might be a little bit overkill.
It's just going to make it hard to cast.
Exactly. The thicker the line is, the shorter your cast will be, basically. And you want to have, especially with monofilament, I find if there's a lot of flex but yet sensitivity, that's important when it comes to
There you go.
especially fishing in weedy areas and stuff like that. One go.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, my rod pick was the Zebco with the mega cast reel. We got a 12-pound Stren high impact line. This is going to be for slightly larger swim baits and spoons.
Yeah, busy cutting Ben's head off. He keeps switching positions on me. But
there we go. Oh yeah. We had a whole bunch of rods we're gonna redo, folks. Yeah.
all the reels have been cleaned up, maintained, and even repaired in some cases. We had to mix and match some parts from old reels that we had lying around. But we still managed to get a lot of reels working, so now we just got to match the reels to the rods, but yet we're still short on rods, I believe. We've got too many broken tip rods, so we're going to be going out to buy some more rods one day, as soon as possible.
Or if there's any sponsors out there that want to send us rods to use, we're more than willing to try any.
Not going to
rod on the
argue with
market.
that. Not going to argue with that.
We've tried a whole assortment of rods here.
So
We
when
got
is...
some.
Oh, sorry.
We got some other rods that we're gonna try, and I think that's done. Anymore, and it's gonna start doing the bird's nesty thing.
Okay. If you're
So-
good with that, I'll cut it right here.
Yeah, here. There we go. I'm gonna do the same knot like I do with everyone. Except the steel leader,
So is
this
this-
one's gonna be slightly shorter.
I believe this one's going to be a pike rod for Ben as well.
Yeah, I got a bunch of other rods outside, like my Abu Garcia Dean got me for Christmas, which I can't wait to use. It's got line already on it, brand new line, never even seen the water.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got all these rods. We happen to have some retro rods, But we got all these rods over here, and then we got some more right over here. I don't know if you can see that or not yet. But, and there's our crazy cat kind of jumping up into things. But we also have to match all these reels to those rods. There is a couple of bait casting reels which we want to put on these old retro rods that are there. But that'll probably be another video. But anyway, Ben's working on getting this knot done.
There we go.
Same
Good
knot as we
strong
did
knot.
before. Good strong knot and a good steel leader. Preferably a thin steel leader was if you can find one. Because I do believe that pike can see those, pike and the walleye can see the big leaders too much. But when it comes to the darn pike, especially at open, yeah, really gotta watch out. So you'll be losing lure after lure. We did last year.
Oh, last year we had I had a pike take my entire steel leader.
Yeah,
I had it right by the bank,
yeah.
and you come up and like the whole steel leader
Gone.
gone. Never saw that lure. Caught a whole bunch of pike last season and never saw the lure in a fish. So you
No.
must have spit it and it's somewhere out there. But this one's done.
Okay.
One thing I love about when you put steel leaders on,
Did you say what the action was of that rod? I believe it's a medium action.
Yeah.
I think it's a 6 foot. I'm not sure.
no, it's a 6.6.
6.6.
And
Oh,
it's a
great.
medium action.
Zebco rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the mega cast reel on it, and it's all set up and ready for pikes for the open season on the pike here. And our next reels are going to be set up for smaller prey.
Yeah, here, just for fun. We got this old, really old, retro, little bait casting
Oh yeah.
rod. Now, we don't have any of the normal bait casters, but we got these little guys. Not quite sure yet which one's gonna fit the rod though. I think I found it.
That one works with it.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. These little bait casters. You know, although I wouldn't suggest using them when you're playing with big pike and maybe even big walleye. But as for little fish like perch, even small walleye, little suckers, anything you want to play with, these little ultralight rods with a little bait caster on it can actually do, it can be so much fun. You can have they cast great. Of course, we got to reline that as well. So, but anyway, guys, we're gonna catch you when Ben and I are gonna do one more rod,
No, this one's too short.
and we'll spare you the rest of our chores.
Yeah, check it out, folks. This is Zebco 202.
Yeah, I bought this little reel. Now this is what one of our things. Ben and I like to keep things as cheap as possible. Now I saw this little reel at the dollar store for, I believe it was $4, and it worked like a charm for a full season. And then it got a little dirty, and the line started getting gummed up in it. But we'll get it relined. I've done some maintenance on it. It's oiled and ready to go. We just need to get that new line in it, and it's going to be great fun for perch this year at least. We'll see how they go. We got a couple of retro versions of that same bait caster over here, and those ones are a little heavier duty than this one that I got at the dollar store here.
But it's gonna work.
Yeah, it still works. And the ones over here, they're heavy duty. I really want to try it with a walleye and And a pike, you never know. Ultralight's so much fun.
Which one? Oh, we were talking about this one here.
Oh, that one too. That one was for.
This one. Here's another.
There's another one of the ultralights, yeah, and that's with the bait casting reel on it.
It's an old one.
Old one, but they're heavier duty because they're old. They were built to last, eh?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we're gonna be using that little rod. That's I used this down in the Fraser Valley and I absolutely loved it. It was just great fun catching bass and little trout and stuff like that. It was just a blast.
Oh yeah, this one's gonna be fun. The gear
But these little retro rods, to be honest with you, they're so old we have no idea what the brand name is on them.
Yeah, there's not even brand names on them.
Yeah.
They're so
so old and worn that, but they're still fun rods to play with.
Here's another ugly stick.
Yeah, the light action.
Now this guy is it light action? Yeah, it is. A 5-foot light action ugly stick for those tight quarters places.
Absolutely, where it's hard to get a cast in.
No, I did see a matching reel that would go with it. It is the Shakespeare ugly stick reel. Usually comes in.
I think that's perfect with this.
The 6.6 rods, but that should be perfect for this one. Yeah. We don't make a big deal usually about our rods and reel spokes, but it would be nice to get a sponsor, and we use a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. We try to make it as cheap as possible too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think basically our most expensive stuff is ugly stick.
Yeah, the most
It really
expensive reel that I have is the sturgeon, or the reel we used for sturgeon, the big heavy duty.
Is it a Shakespeare, I believe? Or is that the pen that you got?
No, that's the pen reel.
Okay.
It's the big pen reel. But yeah, that's the most expensive.
That's the most expensive reel as well. Most of our reels would be, I mean, usually we would get them as combos, and sometimes the rod will last longer than the reel, or the reel will last longer than the rod. You never know.
Here's another really good rod. This is the
Rapala.
Yeah, the Rapala
Fathom.
Yeah, I always have a hard time pronouncing that word. But
anyway,
really
I believe it's a medium action, but
yeah,
personally I think it's a medium light.
And it's a 6-foot rod.
Yeah, beautiful fun rods to play with. Ben managed to break one of these on a salmon down in the Fraser Valley.
Match it with its original reel.
There you go. So that one's golden. We still got to reline all of these guys. So we're going to be spending, off camera, spending time relining our rods. But generally you've got the gist of it. The knot that we tie in the spool is just a regular knot. To be honest with you, if you tie it all fancy at that point and the fish gets you to that point, it's pretty much too late. So, but yeah, we've got, most of our gear would cost, I would say, what, $30 to $100 max.
No,
that's kind of our price range when it comes to fishing rods and reels. Usually, like I say, we get them as combos. It's much better that way.
Here's another medium action rod, but it's a 7-foot, but it doesn't have a brand name anywhere. It has this little logo, but no brand name. Oh, here we go. The Lancer Mooney Eye? I can't even make that out.
Let me see.
See if Dean can make it out. Stumper.
That got me. All it says is medium action, made in Korea.
Right here. I'll show you.
And then there's model 688S, 7 foot.
Here.
Lancer Moyen.
Oh, that's, I think,
That's just French
medium
for medium
action.
action.
Yeah, so it doesn't have a brand name, but it's
Good
really
solid
nice
rod.
rod.
Really nice rod.
So we got a little bit of everything here. It says it's a medium action. Well, this feels more a little bit heavy, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of each rod has its own version of medium or light or whatever. I personally, when I feel the feel of the rod, that's when I make my decision of what I believe it is.
Because this just seems like a doesn't have a brand name or nothing. We're gonna match this with the
Not that rod.
the Daiwa 235. Not sure what pound test we're gonna put on here, but it seems like the rod suits the reel.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I thought it was a different reel you were going to use there. Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. Nice. Daiwa reel and unknown Korean rod. Korean made rod, I should say, not Korean rod. But yeah, guys, we're going to get all these rods matched with some reels. We're going to get them lined up. And we are going to be ready for open and so looking forward to it. Another 29 days.
We've already checked out a few of our fishing spots and they're looking amazing.
Absolutely. The water's getting up.
Oh,
Hopefully
yeah,
there's going to be a lot of fish in the river this season.
That reel is smooth, just needs new line.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun.
Heck yeah. But anyway, guys, we'll catch you soon.